Jackie Kashian, Laurie Kilmartin.
This is happening. Laurie Kilmartin, how are you?
I'm stressed.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. We're gonna not talk about stand-up because I can't imagine your sets are bothering you. Is it stage fright? Is it finally kicking in?
Actually, I have a new little bit that there were two disparate bits, and then I'm like, oh, I wonder if these would work together, and they're starting to work together. So maybe I have a new chunk coming along. So that's exciting. As opposed to just, solo jokes that just exist on their own.
Right, that you just keep writing and keep writing. I have, you know me, I'm overthinking. Though, I was in the car with somebody and they were asking me, it was fucking Foley. Aaron Foley. I'm walking from Flappers to our cars at the Ashley place that sells furniture
store. Yes,
which is the free lot that everyone should go to when they go to Flappers. Now,
can I point out the mall lot is also free?
Thank you, Laurie. I was going to not say
that?
it.
You don't have to cross
100%
that
free.
Intersection to get to Ashley.
You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to go into a mall lot ever. I don't like a mall lot. So, yeah, but they're both free and they're both great. So you do whatever you want. Anyway, Foley and I were walking to the Ashley lot, and she's like, "Oh, I think I got some work done," And then it turns out, as she drives home, she listens to her set.
What?
Yeah. I was like, well, look who's a successful comedian.
Awful.
She's like, do you not even record? And I was like, oh no, I got sets. I got all kinds of sets on the phone. I've listened to Jack. Matter of fact, Acme just sent me all 6 on video.
Oh God.
And so
the obligation, I love it, but the obligation is horrific. It's a weight on my chest.
And it's also the new hour, so I can't post any of it. Ann Arbor, by the way, is posting my set from last year, which has unfinished jokes that are going to be finished in November when I record and film.
Okay.
Sadly, you guys, the punchlines aren't going to change. It's just going to be tighter and set up better. And now you get to hear the punchlines on Ann Arbor's Instagram. So you live it up while you hear them again when I showed up. I did.
Not to do that? And
yeah, I sent them a folder full of clips.
And they
said, "Oh, good." And so, but they had already posted 3.
Gotcha.
So, so bees it. Anyway, yeah, I've done a lot of work, done a lot of, and a lot of people have contacted me. A lot of people have contacted me this week. I got Sumak just texted me, asked me if I was in town. You remember Sumak?
Yeah, he lives
in Colorado guy.
Not even in Fort Collins. He lives a mountain ride away from Fort Collins.
Right. I guess he's going to be in town this weekend. He's hoping to I don't know. And
yeah, guess what? We're not locked into sets anymore. I don't know what's happening in this town. Good luck.
Yeah, it's Thursday, Friday. I might have something. I did submit my avails to the Improv. Who knows? They forgot to ask for avails for this week. And so I also signed up for some July sets at the Comedy and Magic.
Oh, do we have to sign up for those?
Well, I mean, I'm only in town for 3 days in July.
Is it Friday, Saturday only?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. All right. I'll have to do that. Okay.
Right. And then Wendy Liebman pinged me and she was like, were you at the Yoo-Hoo room 2 nights ago? And I said, I was. And she said, there's a comic there. I was wondering if you got to see her. And I said, no, the one that I remember was the woman there's a younger woman who hosted, a Chinese woman whose name I'm going to screw up. So I'm not even going to try. She was very funny. And will eventually be comic of the week. Look forward to it. And but she had this great bit about performing for Chinese people in Chinese. She's only done it once, and she ate it hardcore.
Wow.
And she said, and the joke that they really hated, and then she told the joke, and it was a perfectly good joke. But I was like, And I never do this, but I went up to her after her set and I said, obviously take or leave this advice. But I think it'd be great if you told the audience, the Flappers audience or anybody, it in Chinese. And then just go, right? and then do it in English. So you get 2 laughs.
I love it. Yeah.
Plus, if anybody speaks Chinese, they get to hear it twice as well. So super fun.
Well, Jackie, technically it would be Mandarin or Cantonese.
Right, but it ain't Chinese dialect of Mandarin Cantonese. Not Szechuan? Is that what you're telling me? That's not
No,
that's
I don't
not
think,
a language?
I don't think Chinese is a language.
There's different, yes, you're correct. But I don't know if she's speaking. She said Chinese. She
Because
did not.
She knows she's
said
speaking
in
to
Chinese.
Americans.
Right, and so am I.
Not me. I'm speaking to
right.
linguists only.
You speak only the language of Luxemburg. And so yes, I will say that I've done a bunch of sets over at the Flaps, and then you can't do a live Jackie and Laurie in August at Flappers, so they gave me a headline night.
Nice.
Which is good, because then I can run the hour, and it's during their festival, the Flappers Fest. And I was like, you guys can't record it. You just have to just keep it together. I mean, I don't want, well, you know how sometimes with the festival, you have to sign these releases and you have to.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, this set August 9th. Flappers at 9:30 p.m. in the main room. So feel free to come. I'm doing a 50-50 split. I would love for everyone to come. Those are the jokes I'm going to be doing in November. So please, I would like, so I just don't want them out there before.
No, they won't. They won't do them. They won't.
No, they will not. They will not, it turns out. But there was a small misunderstanding deep in their system.
Okay.
That I had to ask somebody.
Sure. You picked a date and a venue?
Yep.
Right?
I did. I have a team. I have a team who's filming. So
nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you find the team?
Well, Blonde Medicine, Dominic Del Bene.
Oh, they're gonna come up. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're coming from Denver. They did Jeff Tice's.
Oh, are they based in Denver now?
Yeah, they're based with no, not Blonde Medicine.
Okay.
The team that he got is based in Denver.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so they just did his special.
Cool.
And it looks great. So they're going to do the Siren, and I'm going to do the Siren, and they're going to do it there. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
What show?
And two shows. So I'm going to sell, it only seats with cameras 70. So I'm doing, I believe, a Maria show 2 or 3 weeks before it.
Oh,
so
in Portland,
in
so
Portland.
you can promote it. That's cool.
Yeah, so that should help sell out the second show as well. And Virginia doesn't know, but I was going to ask her to open. Just do a little 10-15 to warm them up.
Cool.
Yeah, so pretty psyched about that. The tickets are on sale. The VIPs are already sold out. It was funny because
nice.
Shelley was like, "Well, what do you want to charge?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, try to make some of your money back, Jackie. You're paying for this yourself, right?" And I was like, "Right." And
so what did the VIPs get?
VIPs get like
sex
first
with
two.
You? Oh, sorry.
First two. Wow. That they get not sex with me. That's the real treat.
Okay.
It's exhausted sex with me. You know what's happened, and I can't do a bit about it. I tried to do a bit about it. Nobody cared. And maybe there's something there, but because it made me laugh. The thing about sex, you won't remember this, but there's no dignity in it.
No, I remember that. I do remember that. Yes.
And so the dog.
Oh.
Tyson doesn't care, but Gordy, little judgmental. So he is like the knight. He is a ninja when he wants to go pee on something and not be heard, or when he wants to go eat the cat food and not be witnessed. But when he would like to let us know that He doesn't want any part of us fornicating. It's a clackety clack out of the bedroom. Nails hard on the wood.
He's giving you your privacy, and you guys take that as an affront? Why? I think that's the right thing to do.
No, it's sort of like him storming out is what it is. He's thrown down $12 for pasta, and he drove himself here. That's what's happening.
Did you want your dog to watch? I don't understand why this is a problem.
No, they're tiny. They can't watch anyway.
Okay.
They just, and I don't, what I would like them is no commentary. Don't come in the first place. How about that?
Yeah.
As soon as it begins, slink off. Do as you must.
Mm-hmm.
And did you do any shows this weekend?
Yes. Excuse me. Oh.
So Saturday, I was in San Leandro doing the outdoor show, Brian Copeland's outdoor show.
That's right.
Tom Rhodes was there.
Joe
Joe Klosik was there. Maureen Langan was there. It was fun. It was a good little reunion. You don't know Maureen Langan?
I feel like I don't. Maybe I've met her, but San Francisco comic? Yeah.
I think I guess she lives there now, but no, she's a New Yorker for a long time. She was on AGT. She went pretty high on AGT.
Nice.
And I think you know her. And Nato Green and Brian Copeland. It was cool.
Oh,
it's
cool.
like a little Bay Area reunion. Tom Sawyer, who used to own Cobb's and was the source of much trauma early in my comedy career, as all club owners are, was there. No longer a club owner, just chilling.
Right. But it's hard when you see him. You're like, oh my God, it's Tom Sawyer. And you're like, oh, that's right. He doesn't book anything anymore. Don't worry about it.
Well, the other thing is, it reminded me that when I moved to New York, there was this guy named Lucian Hold who ran the Strip, and everyone's like, oh yeah, Lucian. And I'm like, guys, I cut my teeth on Tom Sawyer. I can handle Lucian Hold. Trust me.
You can, but he's more of the same, right? It's just like where you have
very
to
different.
You just know a different vibe, but you have to put in the work with every club owner in the whole wide world.
Right. But wherever you start, there is going to be one club owner that looms large, and it will only always be one, right?
Hansen.
Probably. So what I'm saying is, when you move to another city and they tell you, oh, here's our ogre, you're like, no, I've
seen ogres.
Not. Yes. So I'm not afraid of this one. So you have to have one to make you immune to the others, I guess.
Fair enough. I like the theory. I like that you're like, I've met a mountain troll before. We just wait till sunlight and he turns to stone. So
and to me, and he's very nice. It was just when you're starting out, it's like they're terrifying. They give you notes on your set, and then you want to kill yourself. And there's no way around that unless you just don't have that person in your comedy scene. And often that person sort of makes the comedy scene because they have high expectations for quality control. Not sure Scott Hansen was that guy, but Tom and both Lucian too. Not that I agreed with all of their opinions, but it was like they really fucking cared about comedy.
Well, I'll say this, even with guys who don't care about, even with club owners who don't care about comedy, they're not monsters. Most of them are not monsters on purpose, right? They're made monsters bigger in our minds.
Of course, because you're new.
You're new. You're like, oh, they control what stage time I'm getting. They control. And Scott Hansen was a dick. There's no getting past that. Yeah. That guy, one of my least favorite stories is because it's so ridiculous, hunting season in Minnesota, as you can imagine, a big weekend, opening hunting season. And so it was a big promotional thing where the widows, that's what they called them, hunters' widows. Okay. Because all their fellas would go off to shoot a buck, and they would come to the show. So every year, the first weekend of hunting season, Scott Hansen would say, "Nobody else can do hunting jokes. I'm going to do them all."
Wow. And
get this, and he would leave the room, and we'd all look at each other and go, "You guys have any hunting jokes?" And none of us had any hunting jokes.
Now, that's an added degree of difficulty in your situation, because that person was also a comic who was doing spots. That makes it a lot worse. That almost never improves the situation.
Especially back then, when
like
in the 80s. Like he
Right.
would want to go up in front of Roseanne. He would want to,
right.
when Roseanne and Tom Arnold would come and visit the scene, he would try to talk everybody into coming there. I've told you that Seinfeld story where
remember.
Seinfeld, it was like the first season of Seinfeld. He was doing the Walker Theater, and Scott Hansen in this 91, was it 92, 93, whatever. But he had 5 clubs in the Twin Cities, 5 comedy clubs. Turns out too big, not to fail, too big to actually fail. It actually failed. And, but he was in the green room, and picture the scene, if you will. Seinfeld has just gotten off stage. He's sitting, he's having a glass of water and sewing a button back onto his dress shirt. Seinfeld is sewing a button on his dress shirt.
I remember hearing this, but I don't remember the story. So please tell again.
Scott Hansen weighed about 500-600 pounds. He was a big guy, and he ate every 20 minutes. And so if you hung out with Scott Hansen and you were a broke comic, you always ate.
Nice.
Because he would buy for everybody.
Right.
And it was great. So I was not there, but Ken Bradley was there. Any number of, it was like 5 male comics that were just all sitting around. And Scott was trying to talk Seinfeld into going to do a set. And Seinfeld was like, no, I don't want to. And he goes, well, do you want to just stop by? You can pick up a set. And Seinfeld is sewing, and he goes, Scott, I already did a set. I'm good. I don't need another set. And then Scott goes, do you want to go out to dinner? And Seinfeld goes, Scott, you've eaten. And he keeps sewing, which it was mean and brutal and ball-bustery and very 1994 or 93 or whatever it was. And so, and and Ken said that all the young male comics who were there, all the young dude comics, like were just looking for their notebooks to put in front of their face so they weren't caught laughing at Scott.
Oh my God.
But Scott was mean. He was, you know what he was? He was manipulative. He was the kind of guy. There were a couple of the young comics were super, they were good. They were coming up and they were favorites of his, and he would play them against each other.
Oh, that's
He's like, who am I going to book? KP Anderson or John Bush? John Bush or KP Anderson?
John Bush.
KP Anderson. Yeah. Remember John Bush?
Yeah.
And KP
he went
Anderson
to New York and did pretty well. And then I think he went into theater.
Yep. And he went to Iowa.
Like, what the fuck?
And KP Anderson, he wrote for Joel McHale on that.
Yeah, I think he was head writer on Talk Soup for a long time.
For like 12, 15 years, and has retired out east somewhere, or is out east.
Really?
But is doing stand-up again, I think.
Oh, I think
But it was mean what he did to them. And and he would always have just one woman. And so I made friends with that woman. And just hung out with her. And that's how I eventually got work.
Well, yeah, Tom was not mean. He was just intimidating. Like he just had a very particular personality. And if you were
gravitas,
a comedian, you're so vulnerable and freaked out, and you're very any harsh word sends you in a tizzy. So, but you know what? It's all anyway. I was glad to see him, is what I'm saying. It was like, cool, hi. And so my son, I had my son drive us up there.
Right. How did he do?
He did great. I mean, I think he's ready to take the driver's test.
Okay.
Please, God, I'm so tired of buying groceries. I just want someone to get groceries.
Yeah, just Darla sent her daughter to do all number of things this last weekend because she turned 18. So she could also do things for her younger brother because he needed an adult to drop him off. Oh. And it was all these, so she could get her to do like 1,000 awesome things because she has a car and she can drive her brother, all these things. So,
right. So, so we drove up on Friday, stayed overnight in San Leandro. And then on Saturday, the show was like at 6. So Saturday morning, we went and did all 3 Bay Area bridges. We did the Bay Bridge to the Golden Gate Bridge. So drove through San Francisco, had a few hills, not like Not like the ones where you stop and you can't see over, you know,
Yeah.
but they were hilly. And then
It's terrifying. You made your son drive over those bridges and in those hills?
Oh, he was fine with the bridges. And I like I said, it was just moderate hills. It wasn't the almost vertical hills.
I can't, for some reason, San Francisco freaks me the hell out.
Oh, me too. Me too. There's some I have like turned right and gone up and gone, oh my God, there's no backing down. I don't know what to do. There's cars behind me. And
the first time I drove it, I was a stick.
oh yeah. So you're gonna have a significant rollback when you're stopped on top. Oh God. So then he did the Golden Gate, and then the Richmond San Rafael, or the San Rafael Richmond, as the Marin County wealthy types call it. We East Bayers know Richmond comes first. So we did those flying colors, and then drove back down yesterday.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time in a car on five.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, the 5.
Pretty tired.
Did you stop at Casa de Fruta?
We did not. I didn't see Casa de Fruta. Is that on the 5 or is that maybe the 99?
Oh, I thought it was the 5, but maybe it is the 99.
We did.
Kyle, you got anything? You're a native. You got anything? You think Casa de Fruta is the 5 or the 99?
I believe it is the 5, but again, it's been a minute since I've been there. I'll see it this
Crapshoot, you
weekend when
guys.
I'm driving
Google
up
it.
there.
What are you doing? You got shows?
Yeah, I'm doing Modesto, Sacramento, Chico, and San Francisco in 4 days, then driving back.
Oh my
on
God.
Monday.
Horrendous.
I'm living the dream.
Good.
By the way, we should
All
do
right.
it Monday because I'll be crazy this time.
Oh yeah.
It'll be I'm excited. I am so looking forward to it.
We're gonna have
Cool.
to figure out what to do when I'm in when I'm in England and Scotland. Just time code.
AI
'cause I'm-
Jackie.
AI Jackie. Oh yeah. I gotta bank some Dork Forests just because tomorrow's Dork Forest. We're recording this on Monday. Model horses.
Ooh.
Yeah. A friend, an old friend of Andy's, Roselle, used to collect and still has some. But when she was a kid, I don't know if you ever did this, Laurie, and I remember it happening, but that you would mail away to be a part of a club. Did you ever mail away to be a part of a club? And have to send a self-addressed envelope?
I turned down those opportunities, but I remember it being offered many club memberships.
Right. This is a club where you can show your plastic tiny horse but you have to send a self-addressed envelope. They'll send you back what the different categories are, and then you take a picture with a camera and then get it developed, and then you hope that picture works out, and then you send it off with another $2, and maybe you win a ribbon.
Well, Jackie, I'm sure that your listeners of the Dork Forest and this podcast are glad to hear a summary of your other podcast during this podcast.
But I'm sorry. The reason I got sort of in that, because all I was going to do is tell you that I did this one with Roselle, and then the next one is with my brother, and it's about movies about business and business movies in the last, I don't know, 100 years.
Like
which
Wolf
you
of
might
Wall Street?
like. Yes, except for not that one at all. Like weird, obscure, not even obscure, but like the ones he picked, like he didn't pick Wolf of Wall Street or Wall Street, or he picked Glengarry Glen Ross, which is like Tin Men was the comedy version of Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh yeah,
and sort of, but it's a trip anyway. But I'm trying to get them in the can, and you can't get these in the can because we're timely.
Right. I mean, we used to do that. Sometimes we do 3 in a row. Remember
Oh, yeah.
those days?
I remember. That's right.
Wild
We had
now.
to dig deep. But now you never know. Is it how will fascism have changed in the 6 days in between? I mean,
know.
it's only been since January, right? And we're already bombing Iran.
Yeah.
It's a real. But I have seen a couple of very cool responses to the thug pieces of shit ICE and Homeland Security.
Yeah, me too.
And that was great. Where that woman who had her 2 sons were in the National Guard.
Yeah, escort her to the
in
courthouse.
uniform. Yeah.
I think they're trying to do Zoom court dates too, so these people don't even have to leave the house and get trapped by ICE. But
Yes. And
what's
a
happening in
bunch of
California right
lazy-
now is just like so fucking awful. These fucking savages, these
Yep.
disgusting
Pieces
Proud
of garbage.
Boys,
Yeah.
J6ers. They're not
Human
legal
refuse
anything.
ghouls.
Yeah, they're just terrorizing people. It's sickening. I
Yeah. And
hope they all
just-
die. I really do.
I really do. I just the people who are glitter bombing them, I was like, any way you could lace that with something, lace the glitter. And-
I hope. I mean, it's not good because any kind of violence would mean more troops. But it would be great if someone just, said, "Get
Well,
out of
I'd-
my house," and then made
Yeah.
them get out of the house.
Well, and I did see an interview with some guy in Seattle, masked up, douchey up, right? And he said, I'm a mercenary from Seattle, and they're sending us down in a couple of weeks, and it's $1,000 per illegal. And there's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Give me $2,000? And the guy off camera said, don't say that. And he said, well, it's an option. And you're like, no. And they're not illegal. He said, and why don't you stop doing it for a living? And the guy goes, well, what don't you understand about illegal? And he said, well, they're not illegals. They're people. And you're out of, and he just, and then the
You
video
can't.
kinda
You
cut
can't.
off. Yeah.
You can't.
You can't
even waste your
rationalize
time
with
on
thugs
those people.
and bullies and
No, but they
and
can't. They
dirtbags.
can't go on your property. They can't. They don't have any rights to go into your business or anything like that. You can
and there's
call
no open carry.
call the cops on them.
Yes,
you know?
and there's no open carry
Say
in this,
there's
this state.
someone who looks like a rapist is kidnapping somebody and get down here immediately because they're not supposed to do that.
Right. And yeah, so I'm trying to, I don't know. It's I'm trying to sleep at night. How about you?
Yeah.
So
So yesterday I drove every time if we get into, it's so infuriating and enraging.
Right.
It just takes it in a different direction.
Look forward to every 13 minutes us weeding off into this isn't right.
Right.
I don't know how we fix this.
All
Okay.
right. Yes, and I will tell you. Okay, so last night I had a set at Largo. I was on Patton's Largo show.
Very sweet.
So I was just exhausted, but it was pretty fun. It was a fun set. I was just had driven.
Sure.
It was the third day of lots of driving and
Mhm.
whatever, but it was fun. And then I'm writing on Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
I haven't got picked up yet, so I don't. So I'm like, I shouldn't even say it, but at the moment, that's where I am.
This is
and
what's
I love
happening.
it.
Yeah.
And so Diego Luna from Andor is guest
Oh.
hosting this week because Jimmy is on vacation. He takes the summers off, right? So he had a great a monologue. It was, it wasn't hilarious, but he was talking about, Mexicans in Los Angeles and immigration and all the, what the damage they're
Yeah.
doing to these people and telling you, what these people have done for the country and Los Angeles and California. It's a really great monologue. And by the time this drops, it will have been out for 2 days. And I'm sure it's going to go pretty viral. But,
That's great.
yeah.
How was Largo?
Oh,
In
Largo
other
was
news.
Largo was fun. Oh, and then Patton was on the show today too. So
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Hey, saw you last night." And I met his daughter. She was backstage. She's just 2 years younger than my son, and
Right,
so
right.
he
It's
wasn't
like 15
there.
or
But
16, right?
yeah. So she's very sweet and very smart, and she watches his set. That's cool. My kid watches
Yeah.
mine too. And Nato Green, who's a San Francisco comic who was up there, he was just saying how he has 16-year-old twins and they like to hang out with him. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of us, our kids just kind of like hanging out with us. It's really weird and not how any of us comedians were raised, which is why we're comedians.
Yes. And I did bring my nephew once, and one of the comics in the green room offered him pot when he was 16. And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
hey guys, 16, why don't you leave this kid alone? Little did I know he was smoking plenty of drugs without the help of of mediocre stand-up comics at
Anti-buzzkill.
UCB. Yeah, that's it. Anti-buzzkill. Let's take a quick break. What do you
Okay.
think,
There we
Kyle?
go. Yeah.
Oh, we're back. Our comic of the week this week is Tatiana Frank. She's a New Yorker. I stumbled upon her Don't Tell set on the old Instagrams, and she had a very funny clip up. And that's it. I don't know her, never met her. Maybe I'll meet her one of these days in New York. I'm going to New York
That's
this
it?
weekend, so maybe,
Right
but
on.
maybe not. In fact, I just got a confirmation text for. I have a bunch of spots this week. This coming up,
great.
I'm going on Thursday nights, Friday through Wednesday.
Okay.
every
Through the
night.
following Wednesday.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, because we have hiatus next week, so I'm loading up on the spots to make up for the drought.
A couple of
Los
months
Angeles is an
yes.
actual drought, and it's a stand-up comedy drought. And
I
it's
did
bad.
5 sets this week. It was good. And
okay, well, it's nice to be you.
what is with that? That was not approved. It's I'm also, I heard that there's a really good open mic on Wednesdays, so
Oh,
I'm tempted to I just gotta run. I have to run this this new, and I want to figure out. I also need long sets because I have to figure out how to. I want there to be. I like the idea of there being kind of a button, not a one person show kind of button, but a one person show kind of button. You know, where the in a normal set it would be a callback, but in what I'm looking for, it's that premise I was telling you about. That's the biggest lies I've ever told myself. So 1, 2, 3. I want to close on the third one because it's got some positive energy to it. So, but I also don't want to follow my own dick jokes. So I want to do the third biggest lie thing and then do the 3 dick jokes, which I think I can do. Just because they're going to clip it out anyway. I mean, it's just going to be tracks in the 11th hour anyway. I also found out, I was on Pandora today. Pandora has a new interface to check your streaming.
oh.
And yeah, the Pandora amp. I don't know if you're on Pandora amp.
Pandora doesn't have my special on it. Sis Woke Grief Slut. It's not on
It-
there. I don't know why.
It has not been distributed to Pandora?
I don't know why. In fact, I
Well,
have
I
to
found-
make a note to myself to
Yeah,
ask
make a
about
note
that.
to yourself, because I found out when I went into the to see the spins that Horcrux isn't on Pandora either. My of my 5 albums that are sort of the 5 real albums
Right.
that I have, only 4 of them are on there. This Will Make an Excellent Horcrux is not
Here's the thing.
on Pandora.
We don't get money from Pandora. For some reason,
Pennies.
they're just allowed
I
to
do.
pennies.
Right. So like 4 times a year I get about $700.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't make money from Pandora.
But I have 5 albums, right? So
No, you just said you have 4.
well, I have 4 on Pandora.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So $700 is pretty
But
good.
they
every
pay
couple of
very
months.
little per listen, and but I guess it helps people come to shows. I don't know. You know.
Yes. I have a lot of people who listen to the 4 albums, because the reason it made me look was because I've had so many people say, "I'm so glad you're doing a new album. I've just been listening to those 4 albums over and over and over again." I was like, "What? What 4? I'm pretty sure I have more than that." And then so I went and I essentially went to their website on a computer, not on my phone, like the
Right.
Pandora app, the app.
Right. Yeah.
I can go and do the ads, those amp ads
Mm-hmm.
that show up before or after a track.
Yeah.
And so the the ad that I just recorded today was, "Hey, Horcrux isn't on Pandora. Why don't you go to my website and buy the album and also buy a CD player?" And,
Okay. There you go. All right. I'm going to try to. I feel like checking
so-
it right now because I'm going to forget. But we're doing
Wow.
a podcast, so I guess
we
I
are doing a podcast. This is something I would do.
I know. Ha, ha. Welcome to your world. You don't like it.
I don't mind it. It turns out I'm fine.
Oh, I had a set at remember Oweno was now
yeah,
called
Oweno
Miko's?
Vino.
Yes.
Is it?
Nico?
Oh, is that Nico's? I'm going to
Yes.
do Nico's, supposedly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
it's
had a
now
pretty
called
nice
Nico's.
turnout. And are you doing Totally at Nico's? The show
Don't
Totally
know.
or different one? Okay.
Don't know, yeah.
Atsuko was there. That was cool. I hung out with her and Ryan for a little bit and afterwards because I didn't have to scurry back like a little rat that immediately. And
No, it's something called Horse Around at Nico's, and it's Tuesday, July 8th.
okay.
Did you know that it's going to be July next week?
Jackie, it's a
Mm,
big month for us.
yes. Let's not talk about it.
Thank you.
There
You know
you go.
what? These people that are proudly owning their age, well, you can fucking fuck off as far as I'm concerned, because I live in the real world where they don't want
You
anyone over
created the
35.
monster.
I did not.
9 years ago. You did. And don't think I don't think about it. But then I also think, what am I going to do? Who thinks I'm 35?
Exactly.
Nobody.
I know.
So
I know.
fuck it.
But
Um,
oh my God. Do you know how much I
You gonna get that-
practiced pulling things back and going, should I get a facelift? I mean, I did get an estimate.
oh, did you get an estimate?
Mhm.
Is it
Well, it's $26,000.
over 20 grand? That's a lot.
Oh, over 20, but it was cheaper than I thought. I've heard people are paying like 100 but those are like the Instagram plastic surgeons.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Have you talked to this? I'm going to type this name in our text chat.
Oh,
And
yes. Hold on, I don't see it. Hurry!
Oh,
Is it the live stream chat or the studio chat?
it's the phone. It's
Oh.
the text chat.
Oh,
okay.
right. I mean, I
She-
guess that.
Yeah.
But what?
Oh my God! And she's out about it, but I don't need to tell everyone.
Yeah, right.
So
So was it recent?
it's constant. It's not recent. It's constant. Since she was 40.
Oh.
So for the last 20 years.
Okay. Just like
She's-
tune-ups and stuff?
Yeah. She's constantly getting something fiddled and diddled.
Okay.
And whatever. Everybody is hobby taking Ozempic. They're microdosing. And
Is that you can? You
Does
can
that work?
microdose?
I don't think so. I think you're supposed to. I think it destroys your stomach peristaltic motion.
Holy fuck.
And so you have to stop. You have to take it forever.
right.
I don't think you can hobby take it. But if you but as somebody said, I lost 25 pounds. I was like, I tried to be supportive. I mean, I don't know. It's
Well, Do you know
yeah.
Andre Dubuchet? He posted
Yeah.
it on Instagram, so that I'm not speaking out of turn. He has lost 50 pounds on Wegovy, I guess.
which is the same, but supposedly a next gen, so a little bit better for you.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you know, it's weird though. That tells me that it's all food. It's not exercise because people you're just eating less. It's like, oh,
yeah,
well, I like to eat. I'm not sure eating less is
right.
gonna
Andy and I
happen.
went and saw Thunderbolts yesterday,
Yeah.
and we had to go to the AMC theater. That mall in Burbank is the weirdest, giantest, like it's like 3 malls, and where you're like, there's not enough stores in the world to fill that mall. And so we went, but they have, Andy was very excited, an Orange Julius.
Yeah.
They have a DQ Orange Julius.
I'm sure my son put in an application there. He's applied it to every fucking place in the mall, on Magnolia.
You got to know somebody if you want to get $20 an hour. We can. I know people. I might be able to get him a job. Does he? He just wants obviously a job, a summer job kind of job.
I think so. I mean, yeah, we were hoping it would be something he could walk to, because we just have the one car between us, even if he does get his license.
Right.
He is making pretty good money on his TikTok and YouTube.
26,000.
No, but I mean, for him, it's
But as
good
much-
money.
Right. Like if you were working 40 hours a week, he's not making that money. Right.
He is making the amount he's going to make this month would be 180 hours of work.
So
based on minimum wage. So I was like, you're doing what you love and having fun, and you're making it would take
that's better than a week of stand up, like
Yes.
a lower
Yes.
week.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yes.
he doesn't need a job. He needs a job
Well-
to learn how to take orders, but he doesn't need a job.
He
for
doesn't
money.
at the moment, no. But yeah, but I mean, he was trying. It wasn't like he's like, all right, I'll be on TikTok. Like he was already there, and he got monetized, and then stuff started happening. But
I got my first check from YouTube, $106. So I'm doing something righter than I was previously, but still not right. And so, and I get about $140 a month from Facebook for Reels.
okay.
So there's $249. Which, by the way, I wouldn't throw it away, and I don't. So I don't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
My dad, did you see the picture that my father has fallen in love with Arrested Development, the TV show?
My parents loved it too.
It has inspired new stories of new dirtbags
Mhm.
that we've never heard of before. He's
Mhm.
like, Ace did that thing that Jeffrey Tambor did, but he doesn't say Jeffrey Tambor.
Ace.
And yeah, and I was like, you know a guy named Ace, Dad? And he's like, yeah, Ace's cousin was the real guy, but Ace went down for him.
Oh my
And,
god.
I was like, that's a lot, Dad. But so he loved it. So I've sent him 4 seasons, and so he asked me to send him popsicle sticks, and he made a frozen banana stand out of popsicle sticks. And I was like, okay, there should be, first of all, piggy banks made of the frozen banana stand on Etsy. Matter of fact, there might be. I have yet to check on Etsy if there are frozen banana stand popsicle stands. But he had a lovely time. He spent a week making a frozen banana stand out of popsicle sticks, and then painting it, and then making a sign, and then the roof is removable so you can put money in it. And it was hilarious.
He has he's jumped out of his painting, right? He's doing
He's a
mixed
sculptor
media now.
Right. He's a mixed
That's
media.
exciting. I mean, he's an artist.
Good.
And it's just happening late in life, like Georgia O'Keeffe, like
Right,
Grandma
he's just
Moses.
Right,
No,
he's
Georgia
trapped in that
O'Keeffe.
apartment.
Georgia
Yes.
O'Keeffe, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. She was an artist her whole life, but she only got famous late in her life. But Grandma Moses
Right.
didn't start till late in her life.
My dad has painted his entire life. When I was a child, I found this creepy painting in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is so cool. And he was like, wait, which one? And I said, it's the one with the Roman, it was like a Roman, like patio kind of, like gathering, like it had Doric, whatever. It had
Columns?
It had columns, and in the middle of it was a statue, and there were people in togas around, but there was a statue that was the coolest thing, and it was a statue of a horse's skeleton.
Oh.
And I was like, this is so crazy amazing. And he goes, I woke up and I painted my nightmare, Jackie. And I found that when I was like 12 or 13, and he had painted it like years before, and he had just shoved it underneath the stairs in the basement, so it had rotted mostly. But
that's very strange. And to
Yes.
come to discover that as a 12-year-old, that your father has nightmares, because you hope dads are over that shit by now, and B, that he paints them.
Right, and I had never seen him paint. So
Really? So he painted
yeah.
secretly.
Yeah. So I don't think he painted once he married Nancy. I think he painted a lot when he was separated from my mother and had his own apartment.
Okay.
And then he painted after after I went to college, I think, is when he started painting again, off and on. Let's do another break, shall we?
Okay.
Ooh, love it.
Nailed it.
We're back.
We're
My
back.
son and I are watching Dexter, and so we are plowing through it. He loves it.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope? Nope.
Nope. I don't enjoy. I guess I've recently decided I don't like an anti-hero because it's like sort of like when the moment when Walter gives up on Breaking Bad,
Mhm.
that's when I stopped liking the show.
Which moment was that? I don't remember.
It was
pilot?
when he started the pilot, when he
Oh.
started selling meth.
Oh,
He was like,
you consider
"I've
that
deci-"
giving up, not a man saving his family? Interesting.
Right. That's exactly what I think of it as. I think of it as because who's the bad guy in Breaking Bad?
The
Meth.
cops.
Skyler. Skyler, she's a bitch. She called him twice at work, man. And so it's literally he's like, "No, I'm not selling meth. I'm doing to save my family." And you're like, or Spider-Man, you could get another job with your science degree and just don't just give up and become a criminal. It's sort of like the end of the first Godfather when that long shot when he says, "No, I'm going to be," he says to his wife, I'm a good guy. I'm not going to do this. We're going to run it differently. It's going to be okay." And that guy kisses his ring. I was like, "Oh, that's him just going, oh no, I'm accepted that I'm going to be a bad guy." And I don't like it. It glorifies the bad guy. And
We're
I
all
don't
criminals now.
we're all criminals now. And
Mhm.
I was like, no, I want to hear like I don't know if you watched Andor or saw Rogue
No, I
One.
mean, I just started it because I wanted to have Diego Luna in my head, but I haven't finished it. Yeah.
Well, in the first 3 episodes, the first season is amazing. The first 3 episodes are like a spy movie. The second 3 episodes, I think, are a heist movie. And the third 3 episodes are a jailbreakout movie.
Wow.
So it's incredibly well done. But if you ever saw Rogue One, it's essentially, I want to watch Andor because I want to figure out how he became the Stone Cold Killer that he was in Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
So
It's backstory.
Right, it's a prequel. So like in this one, the Skarsgård, is that his name, Kyle? The guy who plays the antique
Yes.
dealer?
Yes.
The next Star Wars show I want to watch is how he became the monster that he is. Let's just keep going back in time to figure out how you create a soldier.
Star Wars is a series of jerks being made.
Right, just how you create someone who has decided that the cause is more important than human life, and it's so
Well, how is that different from Dexter? Because it's about the
He's-
creation of a serial killer. He witnessed his mother being chainsawed up into little pieces and was
Right.
stuck in a shipping container with his big brother for several
Mhm.
days in the blood. That's his
Right.
origin story.
That's his
And
origin story.
He's constantly, his father helped him, tried to help him, and he's constantly struggling with wanting to be normal and realizing he has this horrible, he's a slave to this horrible desire that he can't
Right.
stop doing.
Right. So we don't the origin story of Dexter is just the one scene, as opposed to who he killed first, so that he could decide, well, let's figure out if I can just kill people that deserve to be killed. Like how he becomes the stone cold killer that's trying to use his disability essentially for good, right?
Mhm.
And I don't
He's
and-
trying to be a hero. He's not trying to be an anti-hero. He's trying to be a hero in his head, in his twisted
Right.
head.
in his twisted head, and that's just mental illness. That's different than, but I might not be able to watch that because he's so clearly clinically ill. It's like
Well,
some of those, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is like we're on season 5 or 6 with the Colin Hanks,
God.
who is
Okay.
so he plays an actual crazy person who's talking to another person all the time, Edward James Olmos, right? And
Okay.
I clocked pretty way. I'm like, oh, he killed this guy, and he's just psycho.
Right.
But then when Dexter all of a sudden starts talking to his dead brother, the serial killer, I was used to the dad, and then all of a sudden the dad disappears and Dexter starts talking to the brother. I was like, oh, I forgot. Dexter is also insane. Like he just seems like you're like, could I be married to this guy? You just feel like you do your
Oh,
thing
no.
at night.
Oh,
Well,
no.
that's okay. I do spots at night. I'm not saying you can serial kill at night and I'll do my spots and we'll leave each other alone. but it's like, oh no, not if you're talking to two dead people as if they're right there. All right, you've crossed a line now.
Could I be married to Dexter? Can we call the episode
Yep.
Could I be married to Dexter? Oh my God. I was going to call it Stage Fright, but I'm like,
that's
this
too
is amazing. So,
Well, if you
yeah.
if you don't know what he's up to, like his wife Rita didn't, but the thing is of course, is he attracts murderers, whether accidentally or on purpose, and so people in his life tend to get murdered. So no to that marriage. But
Well, and think about this: is that when the piece that I had to make with my father, who will hopefully never listen to this, is the fact that he hangs out and has hung out with dirtbags and bad people for the entirety of my life, and maybe the entirety of his life. And you know who hangs out with dirtbags and bad people? Dirtbags and bad people.
I thought I was like, I pointed to
Me?
you. Yes, because you
Right.
hang out with comedy club owners and comedians. You think they're
I
not
don't.
dirtbags and bad people?
I don't hang out with comedy club owners and comedians.
You did.
I hang out with I have. They are. I have worked with them. I have never invited them to my home.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
never said, "Hey, comedy brunch, TJ Miller, what are you doing?" It's not happening. It's not Jeff Ross. Hey, you're in town. Why don't we hang out? I have a 15-year-old that I should introduce you to. That's not happening. So, but you know what I mean? I mean, it's, and I love my father. I genuinely do. And I even like him when he can be, because he's more self-aware now than he's ever been in his life. I mean, it takes a while. And if it takes you till you're 88, that's, I guess, okay. But yeah, so it's just not I'm not saying that these shows aren't well done and they're not beautifully shot and they're well acted. I like my Nazis buffoonish, and I like my murderers caught.
You like Hogan's Heroes. You like
I
Colonel
like
Klink,
Hogan. Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Colonel
Yes.
Klink.
Yes. Hogan.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Now, Bob Crane, not Jackie people.
Bob Crane used his powers for good. Bob Crane was incarcerated, though he could have escaped at any time.
He was murdered.
Bob Crane
he got
himself
bludgeoned to death with a tripod,
right.
and no one ever found the person, but they assume it was the guy he used to JO with.
Was it Beretta? Was it no?
Nah, go watch the movie Autofocus, which Jackie won't. But Laurie, you haven't seen it. It's very good.
Autofocus, is it about Bob Crane's murder?
Greg Kinnear playing him, and Willem Dafoe as his weird buddy. That movie rules.
And did they think the weird buddy did it?
Yes.
I bet he got away with it.
Yeah.
That's why you fucking need Dexter, gang. Okay.
Right?
That's see, I don't think we need Dexter. Civilization needs to go forward, and the needing of Dexter is encouraging something that I don't.
We could use one or two violent people on the side of right. The other ones are all going the other direction.
Thank you.
I get what you're saying. I have a lot of revenge nightmares right now myself, and if I end up being the one that I'm doing this joke about how I have done some hitting, even though I've only done hitting when I've been like forced into a corner or bullied into a situation and I don't hit hard, and I hit even lighter as the years go by. And so, and then I do you guys look forward to that. And then I do the punchline. So that's something. Tonight I'm doing a show at the Crow.
Nice. I got to put on my veils at the Crow.
Does she take avails?
I think they have like an avail sheet. I'm sure you should be on it. So,
do you send avails to Flanagan?
No,
well, I'm going to just weed off. Okay.
No, I don't.
Oh, so Patton asked for you.
Yes. I don't know how to do that. I think it's just up to the whoever's the Anne friends. They pick their own people. So
right, but sometimes
sporadic.
Flanagan's always picked me.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, I'm always, hoping I'm considered friends of some people. So far, I've every time Largo posts, I see a Largo post, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not your friend, comedian, headliner.
What I awkwardly say to people that I've been, I said to Tig Notaro and Sarah Silverman, are we friends? Which of course doesn't encourage friendship.
It doesn't really, and no.
I'm not perfect with this social skill stuff.
Jackie,
But I am plugging along.
No one's accused you of that, so you don't even need to defend yourself. No one's saying Jackie is perfect with social settings.
Maria Bamford thinks I'm really good at social stuff, but that's coming from Maria Bamford.
Maria, and my theory about Maria, she's actually from the future, and she's being forced to live like 50 years behind her actual time, which is why she might feel crazy. I say she's not crazy. She's actually from the future.
Ooh, I like that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Why does she keep inventing things in comedy that we all start doing 10 years later? We're all going to be doing 8 a.m. shows in about 5 years.
Oh,
it's already begun. Leslie Ball is doing a noon show. When I told her about Maria's 8 a.m., 8, 9, 10 a.m. shows, Leslie Ball was like, so I could do a noon on a Sunday? And I was like, yeah, because you're not 30. And you can, and the people who come aren't 30. And so Leslie Ball is doing balls at noon on a Sunday.
Yeah,
and I did it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Jazz, you would think, is a nighttime activity only. And there's jazz brunches. There's comedy brunches. Can go at any time you want. And Maria invented it. She invented the Zoom shit. She was doing that before anyone was. She's doing these sit downs with people just to do an hour,
Yep.
So, yeah. I stand by my theory, and I won't be.
You know what? This is an excellent hypothesis, and I think that you've provided some anecdotal evidence for it, and I'm going to second it. Let's put it in the minutes.
All right.
Code has been cracked.
It's I do love it. What do you have any road stuff coming up?
I don't. Oh, well, no, I'm going to New York. I'll be there Friday through Wednesday. So if you're in New York, I'll be posting all my spots. I'm at the Stand. I'm at the Broadway. I'm at the Comic Strip. I haven't confirmed the spot, or they didn't confirm back, but I think I'm there at the Comic Strip. I haven't done a set at the Comic Strip since before Lucian died. Yeah. So
me neither.
Crazy. But they sent me, I was on the avails list, and I was like, fuck it. I just I haven't been there in a long time, but here's what I'm doing recently, blah, blah, blah. And they gave me some spots. And then I have a couple at the New York Comedy Club, one of their satellites. They have 3 satellites in Manhattan now. So that's amazing. Nice. So I'm pretty loaded for bear, as they say.
I'm opening for Maria on Wednesday night, the night this drops, Ontario Improv.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, I'm doing the Livermore Bankhead Theater with Maria on the 27th. And then I believe, it's the 11th and 12th. I'm in Ann Arbor doing the Ann Arbor Showcase, July 11 and 12. And feel free to come to that. That'd be great. I'm looking forward to going to Zingerman's, and I'll go with you to Zingerman's. I'll eat every fucking meal at Zingerman's. And then the 23rd of July in London at the Bill Murray. Please fill that fucking room. That'd be great.
Tell Roger I said toodaloo. Tell him hello.
Have you worked there recently?
I was there last year.
Okay, so there's hope.
Mm-hmm.
You're due.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay. I think we've done a podcast. Do you feel like we've done a podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.